When was the last time you were told, just walk more? It's good for your heart. It's the advice women over 60 hear again and again from friends, from doctors, even from health magazines. But let me share something surprising with you. For many of my patients, walking alone isn't enough. In fact, sometimes it can even be the wrong advice. I'm Dr. Perriera, a gynecologist with more than 30 years of experience caring for women just like you. And today, I want to invite you into a conversation that could change how you think about protecting your heart, your energy, and your independence. Here's the truth. As we age, our bodies change in ways that walking doesn't always support. Maybe you've noticed your knees ache after just a few blocks. Maybe fatigue sets in before you even reach the corner. Or maybe despite all those daily steps, you still find yourself with cold feet, swollen ankles, or feeling winded when climbing stairs. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Millions of women over 60 quietly struggle with this. They do their best to walk it off, believing it's the only path to better circulation, but their joints protest their energy dips and their motivation fades. And worse, many start to feel guilty, as if not being able to walk for miles means they've failed their bodies. But my dear friend, that's simply not true. Here's the good news: movement is not one size fits all. And you don't need to push through pain or risk injury to take care of your heart. In fact, there are 5 gentle, expert-approved exercises you can do right from your chair or living room. No gym shoes, no treadmill, no long sidewalks required. These small but powerful movements can boost your circulation, strengthen your second heart in your calves, and ease the pressure on your real heart so it doesn't have to work over time. Let me give you a quick preview. Imagine being able to improve your blood flow while sipping your morning coffee. Or feeling your chest and arms grow stronger simply by leaning into a wall. Or warming up your cold feet while watching your favorite evening show. That's the kind of freedom these alternatives give you: simple, doable actions that meet your body where it is today, not where it was 20 years ago. And here's why this matters. Circulation is life. When your blood moves freely, oxygen reaches your brain, your muscles, your skin. Your energy rises, your mood lifts, and even your confidence grows. But when blood sits still, problems creep in. Fatigue, swelling, even higher risk for clots. These aren't just inconveniences. They are warnings. That's why I made this video. I want you to have practical tools, gentle, safe, but powerful, that allow you to support your heart without punishing your joints. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 5 specific alternatives to walking. Each one comes with a real patient story, so you'll see exactly how other women your age have used these tiny movements to spark big changes in their health and confidence. And here's a little promise from me: even if you choose just one of these exercises and do it consistently, you may feel a difference in your energy, your warmth, and even your mood within a week or 2. So stay with me. What you're about to learn isn't theory. It's the same advice I share in my clinic every single day, and it may just change how you feel tomorrow morning. Let's begin with the very first alternative, one that looks so simple you might laugh at it, but it has been called the hidden heartbeat of the body. Alternative number 1 is something so simple you may wonder how it could possibly help. But don't let its simplicity fool you. This little movement has been called your body's built-in pump, and it can do wonders for your heart and circulation without asking you to even stand up. It's called the seated foot pump. Here's why it matters. When you walk, your calf muscles contract and relax with every step, pushing blood up from your legs back toward your heart. Cardiologists often refer to your calves as the second heart because they share part of the workload. But if walking is painful, or if you spend long stretches of time sitting in a chair, this pump goes quiet. Blood begins to pool in your lower legs, leading to swollen ankles, cold toes, and sometimes even dangerous clots. That's where the seated foot pump comes in. By mimicking the pumping action of walking, it wakes up those calf muscles and puts them back to work without stressing your knees, hips, or lower back. Think of it as walking, while seated, a simple trick that gives your heart a partner in circulation. Here's how to do it. Sit tall in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Lift your heels, keeping your toes pressed into the ground. Hold for a second, then gently lower your heels and lift your toes instead. Rock back and forth, slowly and steadily, heel up, toe up, heel up, toe up. That's it. No equipment, no fancy routine. Just a gentle rhythm your body already knows how to do. Now let me tell you about Margaret, a 76-year-old retired librarian from Buffalo, New York. Margaret loved her morning walks, but after knee surgery, even short distances left her in pain. She told me, "Dr. Perriera, I feel trapped in my chair. My body wants to move, but my knees won't let me." We started small. I asked her to try seated foot pumps for just 2 minutes at a time, 3 or 4 times a day. At first, she laughed. "This is too easy." But within 2 weeks, she noticed something different. The swelling around her ankles began to fade. Her feet felt warmer. She even slept better, because the nighttime cramping in her calves eased up. Most importantly, she told me, "I finally feel like I'm doing something again." That's the hidden power of this exercise. It's not about burning calories or breaking a sweat. It's about reminding your body that circulation is meant to flow, not stagnate. Each lift of your heel is like a gentle squeeze on your veins, helping blood return to your heart and lungs. And every time you repeat it, you're quietly protecting yourself against the long-term risks of sitting too long. There's another benefit here too, a mental one. For many older women, the thought of exercise feels overwhelming. It sounds like gyms, treadmills, and sore muscles. But when you discover that something as small as a foot pump counts as movement, it changes the way you think. You realize that caring for your heart doesn't require suffering. It just requires consistency. And that's where this becomes truly powerful. Imagine doing 10-foot pumps every time a commercial break comes on the TV, or while you wait for your coffee to brew, or while chatting on the phone with your granddaughter. These tiny moments add up, and over time, they create real change. So if walking has felt out of reach for you lately, start here. Give your calves and your heart a little help. Try the seated foot pump today and see if you notice a difference in how your legs and feet feel by the end of the week. Now, once your calves are activated, it's time to bring a little strength back to your upper body too. And no, I'm not talking about dropping down on the floor for push-ups. I'm talking about a gentler, joint-friendly alternative that you can do standing, leaning on nothing more than a wall. It may surprise you how much strength and energy it gives back. Alternative number 2 is one that often makes my patients smile in disbelief when I first show it to them. Push-ups. At my age, they ask, and my answer is always yes, but not the kind you're thinking of. I'm talking about wall push-ups. This simple variation takes away the stress and intimidation of traditional push-ups while still giving your heart and circulation a powerful boost. Here's why they matter. Your chest, shoulders, arms, and core all play a role in helping blood move efficiently through your upper body. But as we age, these muscles often weaken because we use them less. The result: poor posture, shallow breathing, and tighter circulation around the chest and lungs. That makes your heart's job harder than it needs to be. Wall push-ups change that. With every gentle repetition, you're not just working your muscles, you're teaching your heart and lungs to coordinate more effectively. It's like giving your chest cavity more room to expand and breathe. And unlike walking, which can stress your knees or hips, wall push-ups are easy on the joints and completely adjustable. Here's how to do them. Stand about 2 feet away from a sturdy wall. Place your hands flat at shoulder height. Slowly bend your elbows, leaning your chest toward the wall. Pause briefly, then push yourself gently back to the starting position. Move slowly, breathing in as you go forward, breathing out as you press back. Start with 5 to 10 repetitions. If it feels too easy, step back an inch or two to make it more challenging. Now let me tell you about Janice, a 72-year-old grandmother from Phoenix, Arizona. Janice had always been active, but arthritis in her hips left her discouraged. "I thought my exercising days were over," she told me. We introduced wall push-ups into her morning routine, just 5 each day at first, right after she brushed her teeth. Within a month, she noticed she could carry her grocery bags with more ease. Her posture improved, and she said she felt like she was standing taller, breathing deeper. What struck me most was her smile when she said, "I didn't realize I still had strength hiding in me." These little push-ups gave it back. That's the emotional lift exercises like this provide. They aren't just about muscles, they're about confidence. Every time you lean into that wall and push yourself away, you're proving that your body still responds, still adapts, still remembers what strength feels like. And with each breath, you're also nourishing your brain with more oxygen, a quiet gift to your energy and clarity. Another wonderful thing about wall push-ups is that they create momentum. Once you've done a few, you might notice you naturally want to keep moving. Maybe you'll roll your shoulders, take a deeper breath, or stretch your arms overhead. That ripple effect is exactly what keeps your circulation flowing all day. If you try them, here's a tip pick: a spot in your house where you'll see the wall, often maybe the kitchen or the hallway, and make it your strength station. Every time you pass by, pause for a quick set of push-ups. Over time, those small efforts build into something meaningful. And just like with the foot pumps, you don't need long sessions or fancy equipment. You just need a few minutes, a safe wall, and the willingness to begin. So now we've worked your calves and your upper body. But what about those times when your legs feel heavy or your feet stay cold, no matter how many socks you wear? That's when the third alternative shines: a gentle leg exercise that can bring warmth and circulation back into your lower body, even while sitting down. Alternative number 3 is perfect for those days when your legs feel heavy, stiff, or uncooperative. It's called the seated leg lift, and it may be the simplest way to remind your lower body that it still has power. Here's why it's so effective. Your thighs, calves, and glutes are some of the largest muscles in your body. When they contract, they act like pumps pushing blood back up toward your heart against gravity. But if you spend hours sitting, reading, watching TV, or simply resting, these muscles go quiet. Blood flow slows down, and that's when swelling, cold feet, and even fatigue creep in. The seated leg lift gently switches those muscles back on. It doesn't require standing balance or fancy equipment, just a sturdy chair and a little willingness. Here's how to do it. Sit tall with your back supported. Lift one foot a few inches off the ground, keeping your knee straight but not locked. Hold it there for 3 to 5 seconds, then lower it slowly. Switch legs and repeat. Aim for 10 lifts on each side. As you get stronger, you can hold the lift a little longer or add a gentle ankle flex for extra circulation. Let me share the story of Evelyn, 79, from Des Moines, Iowa. Evelyn used to love gardening, but she began avoiding it because her legs felt too weak and her ankles swelled after just half an hour outdoors. She told me, "I felt like my legs didn't belong to me anymore." I encouraged her to try seated leg lifts 3 times a day, once in the morning, once after lunch, and once before bed. After just a couple of weeks, she noticed something remarkable. Her ankles stayed slimmer, her feet felt warmer, and she even found herself standing longer at the kitchen counter without fatigue. "It gave me back a little piece of my independence," she said. That independence is priceless. Too often, older women believe mobility loss is inevitable, that weakness is something they simply have to accept. But movements like seated leg lifts quietly prove otherwise. Every lift is a small declaration: my legs still work, my body still responds, my heart still benefits. There's another layer here too, the mental message. When you raise your leg, even for just a few seconds, you're reminding yourself that you are in control. It's not about how high or how long you can hold. It's about reclaiming your agency, proving to yourself that small actions count. And don't underestimate the ripple effects. Many women notice that once they start doing leg lifts regularly, simple daily tasks, walking to the mailbox, climbing stairs, even standing in line at the grocery store, begin to feel easier. That's because circulation improves not only in your legs, but throughout your whole system, giving your heart much-needed relief. Here's a practical tip: pair your leg lifts with something you already do each day. For example, during a TV show, make it a habit to do 10 lifts during each commercial break. Or, if you enjoy reading in the afternoon, pause every couple of chapters to move your legs. These little routines turn exercise into habit without overwhelming you. So far, we've woken up your calves, strengthened your chest and arms, and reactivated your thighs. But your heart health isn't just about big muscles. Sometimes the most powerful support comes from something small, like the strength in your own hands. That's exactly what the next alternative is all about. Alternative number 4 is one that surprises many women because it doesn't involve the legs at all. It's the hand grip squeeze. Why would squeezing your hand help your heart? The answer is circulation. When you contract the small muscles in your hands and forearms, you activate blood vessels and trigger a vascular response that can gently lower blood pressure and strengthen arterial walls. In fact, studies cited by the Mayo Clinic show that grip strength is a strong predictor of overall health and longevity. Here's how to do it. All you need is a soft ball, a small pillow, or even a rolled-up towel. Sit comfortably, hold the object in one hand, and squeeze gently for 5 seconds. Then release slowly. Repeat 10 times, then switch hands. The goal isn't to crush the ball, it's to engage your muscles with steady, mindful effort. Let me tell you about Ruth, 81, from Charleston, South Carolina. Ruth carried a little stress ball in her purse everywhere she went. I do my squeezes in the doctor's waiting room on the bus. Even while talking on the phone, she laughed. Over time, her blood pressure improved, her hands felt steadier, and she said she had more confidence carrying groceries or opening jars. It wasn't just her grip that got stronger, it was her belief in herself. And that belief leads us to the 5th and final alternative, the seated straight leg hold. This one may look simple, but it has profound benefits for circulation and stamina. Here's why. When we sit for long periods, blood tends to pool in the lower legs. That increases pressure on veins, makes feet swell, and forces the heart to pump harder. By holding your leg out straight, you contract your thigh muscles and create a natural pump that pushes blood upward. It's like giving your veins a gentle lift. Here's how to try it. Sit tall in your chair. Extend one leg out straight in front of you, toes pointed up. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds, then lower slowly. Switch legs and repeat. Begin with 5 on each side and increase as you get stronger. I'll never forget Frank, 78, from Tucson, Arizona. After a mild stroke, he felt hopeless, convinced he'd never regain strength. His doctor suggested seated leg holds. At first, he shrugged. What's the point? But after weeks of daily practice, Frank noticed he could climb stairs with less effort. More importantly, he told me I don't feel useless anymore. I'm doing something for myself again. That sense of dignity, that quiet courage is worth more than any medication. And that's the heart of today's message. These 5 exercises, foot pumps, wall push-ups, seated leg lifts, hand grip squeezes, and straight leg holds, aren't just movements. They're reminders. Reminders that your body still responds, that your heart still benefits, that you still matter. You don't need to run marathons. You don't need expensive equipment. You just need small, consistent actions that keep your circulation flowing and your spirit strong. Each time you flex your calf press into a wall, lift your leg, squeeze your hand, or hold a position, you're telling yourself, I'm alive, I'm capable, I'm choosing to care for myself. And let me say this with all my heart, at 60, 70, 80, even 90, it is never too late. Your body hasn't given up on you. Please don't give up on it. So here's my invitation: start today. Pick just one of these alternatives. Try it right now, even while you're sitting here listening. Notice how it feels. Then tomorrow, add another. Small steps build momentum, and momentum builds health. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 feels most doable for you today? Leave me a comment below. I read every single one. And if you found this helpful, please like this video, share it with a friend who might need encouragement, and subscribe, so you never miss the practical, uplifting advice I create for women just like you. Remember, your heart deserves care, your body deserves kindness, and you deserve to keep moving forward with confidence. And before we close, let me remind you, this video is for educational purposes only. It does not replace medical advice. Every woman's body is unique. If you are experiencing pain, significant changes, or have personal concerns, please consult with your healthcare provider. Your well-being deserves personalized care.